To start off 2023, we were given the NFL playoffs. This postseason will cap off a fairly lackluster NFL season, with a lot of talent in both conferences. To start off wildcard weekend, it's the Niners and Seahawks. Right now, nobody believes in Seattle. I mean, rightfully so, they've already been blown out by the Niners twice and got bailed out by the Lions to even make the playoffs. If the Seahawks are going to win this game, they need to play almost perfect football for 60 minutes. And for the first half, they did. Geno Smith was writing back to the league that they might actually win this. He had no turnovers, made good decisions, and even threw a touchdown pass to DK Metcalf. But then, things started clicking for San Fran. The offense started dominating with Brock Purdy, followed by Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. By this point, San Fran was just running circles around Seattle. Pete Carroll, keep chewing your bubblegum and just take the L. Seattle was supposed to win 4 games this season, but ended up with a 5th overall draft pick and a playoff berth. Jags and Chargers. We have 2 young quarterbacks debuting in their first playoff game, so expect a lot of turnovers. Yup, not even a minute into the game and Trevor Lawrence threw a pick. But you know, Jag fans, it's fine, don't sweat it, it's only a 1-score game. Shoot, T-Law threw another pick. Okay, Jacksonville, you're at your own goal line, just take the punt and try again later.
Lawrence throws, and again it's intercepted, and that's Asante Samuel. So the Chargers with a hat trick, 3 picks in the first quarter.
You call this a close game? We knew it was gonna be sloppy, but not to this extent. Justin Herbert simply handing it off to midget Austin Eckler for 15 minutes just made this 27-0 in the first half. I mean, it's not only Trevor throwing this game, it's the whole team. But in a situation like this, Saturday night, primetime, win or go home, the NFL can't just accept a blowout.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 97.
Let's keep it short. Momentum entirely shifted, and with the help of the refs, unnecessary penalties, and Justin Herbert sucking in the second half, Jacksonville made this a 1-score game. But NFL, you know, you already got what you wanted, a close game. The Chargers aren't going to lose, right?
Likely on Kansas City. Here we go for the win.
Despite having 5 turnovers to the Chargers' none, Trevor Lawrence somehow pulled off the 31-30 win. This marks the 3rd largest comeback in postseason history and also the 6th straight win for Jacksonville. For the Chargers, great work Justin Herbert and Brandon Staley for keeping a lead. Sunday morning, and the Bills are hosting the 7th seed Dolphins. Thankfully, after a 5-game skid, the Dolphins played the Joe Flacco-led Jets in Week 18 to barely earn their ticket into the playoffs. So yeah, great story, but let's face it, this game will be over before it starts. Miami's starting quarterback is not Tua, not Bridgewater, but Skylar Thompson? Just end the broadcast and call it a day.
Oh, a good ball comes out of his hands, and it's toward the end zone, picked up, and Miami with the touchdown and the lead.
Shoot, Josh Allen is throwing this game away. This was supposed to be a breeze for Buffalo, but with a couple bad mistakes, they're struggling to beat Miami. Thankfully, after some clutch stops, Buffalo took a 3-point victory. If they play this way against Kansas City or Cincinnati, though, bye-bye Bills Mafia. Every fan outside of Minnesota thinks their whole season is a fluke. After all, with 13 wins, the Vikes have a negative point differential of 3, even lower than the Packers. Now it's their time to prove themselves. No more 33-point comebacks or showdowns against the Bears. Just beat the New York Giants at home to reach the next round. And both teams played a solid game in this one. Slow, deliberate drives led to touchdowns, but the Giants held a slight edge late. Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones continued their field day and led the G-men to a touchdown. Now Vikings, this is your last chance. I mean, Minnesota's supposed to win these close games, right?
4th and 8, game on the line. Cousins, Hawkinson, he is not gonna get there, and the Giants will take over.
Kirk Cousins, what the heck was that? You need 8 yards and you throw a 3-yard check down to a garden man? Maybe this whole season was a fluke after all. I mean, you made the Giants look like all-stars on your own turf. The Baltimore Ravens are currently in shambles. Harbaugh and Roman don't know whether to give Lamar Jackson a bigger contract or let him go. But either way, they have a tough playoff game ahead against the superior Bengals, without Lamar. This leads Tyler Huntley to be the starter. To Huntley's credit, he actually played a good game, keeping up with Cincinnati and even being tied in the fourth.
Look right around Huntley, he reaches, oh, that ball's out, that's live! Back the other way, Sam Hubbard! The Cincinnati Kid! Hubbard's got a convoy! Chased by Andrews! At the 30, the 20, he will score!
Well, talk about a momentum shifter. Why did Baltimore call for all of their players to seemingly push Huntley into the end zone when he instead leaped for it? You know, that almost caught ball on 4th and 20 and horrible clock management at the end of the game didn't lose this. It was this one play. Nice going, Harbaugh. For the Bengals, with their lackluster performance, they're lucky to get out of this one alive. On Monday night, it's going to be Tom Brady and the Bucs versus Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. Tom Brady will either play one of his greatest games all season to knock off Dallas or lay a turd and get blown out. Dang, I guess this game ended up sucking after all. With the exception of Brett Maher forgetting how to do his incredibly tough job, Dallas played almost perfect football. Dak threw for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns and converted almost every third down on the road. For the Bucs, however, I'm not surprised Tom Brady played horrible this game. He's been doing it all season long. Brady's already won 7 Super Bowls, just let the Cowboys have some fun. I mean, look, they just won their first road playoff game in 30 years. But anyway, this ends the NFL wildcard round. The Jaguars are heading into Kansas City after a miracle win at home. On the downside, if the Jags get down 27-0 to Kansas City, they better start packing their bags. But on the bright side, Jacksonville basically has nothing to play for since they're heavy underdogs in Arrowhead. As the game began, the Chiefs' dominant style of play went as expected until... Oh shoot, Mahomes is injured. That kinda stinks for KC. Nevertheless, Chad Henne stepped in and scored a touchdown, followed by Mahomes entering the game again to limp his offense to a 10-point lead. Now we're in the fourth, and this is Trevor Lawrence's chance to prove himself on the road.
3rd and 10, here comes the pressure. Lawrence getting away, scrambling, running for it. Trevor puts his shoulder down, gets the first down at the 9-yard line.
This is great. It'll be a 1-score game in no time.
From the 9, gets it out. Agnew at the 5, lost the football. Free in the pile. 4 Chiefs are there. Pretty much the ball game on this recovery. Kansas City has it.
Jamal Agnew. What in the world was that? His only job as a receiver is to catch, tuck, and run, and he failed that simple formula on an ordinary play. Great, now Agnew's sloppiness is infecting the whole team. Anyway, don't sweat this loss, Jags. They were lucky to make it this far anyway. Saturday night, Eagles and Giants. Jalen Hurts is entering this game not feeling 100%, and Danny Dimes and the Giants are coming in red hot. Maybe we'll have an upset tonight in Philly. Starting from the first drive of the game, the Eagles' offense was unstoppable, and their pass rush caused Daniel Jones to scramble every down and lose yardage. I mean, at the end of the first half alone, it was 28-0. Talk about having a stomach bug. I mean, Brian Daboll and the G-Men were supposed to lose this game, but not get blown out. And finally, the game we've all been waiting for, Cincinnati versus Buffalo. Both teams are on an 8-game winning streak to end the season, and both are great contenders for the Chiefs. But only one can come out alive, and Vegas is bursting towards Buffalo. After all, they're at home, in the snow. Even DeMar Hamlin is in attendance. I mean, this whole season is storybook.
Divisional weekend, and away we go. Bass with the kick. Williams makes the grab.
Bengals start. They make a strong drive down the field to score a quick touchdown. It's 7-0. Buffalo's turn. They answer with a 3-and-out. The Bengals confidently take the ball down the field again into the end zone to take a 2-score lead. Then Josh Allen and the Bills answer back with, wow, another 3-and-out. This rhythm would be the story for the rest of the game. The Bengals D-line would overwhelm Josh Allen, while the Bills D-line wouldn't affect Joe Burrow whatsoever. In a game that should have come down to the last play, turned into a blowout. And the sad part, This was Buffalo's year to win it all, and they laid an egg on the most important game of the season. Meanwhile, the Bengals played one of their most composed games to earn a date with the Chiefs. Divisional weekend ends with the Dallas Cowboys and San Francisco 49ers. Both teams came off a dominant performance last week to set up this rivalry. Now, Dak Prescott has to prove that he's not just another Cowboys quarterback that can't make it past the second round.
Pressure, and Purdy is drilled. Immediate pressure from Osa Odigizua. Third long, blitz coming. Prescott fires. Oh, it's intercepted. Far side of the field.
Well, it's definitely been a defensive battle, but at least San Fran put some points on the board. The Cowboys answered back with a touchdown and had another chance to score near the red zone.
Prescott, it is picked off by Fred Warner. Warner's got it. Lamb chases him down, and a second interception today for the 49ers.
Great, the Cowboys are doing what they do best, choking away playoff games. By the way their defense is playing, this is Dallas's game to lose, despite being on the road against one of the most talented teams in the league. Anyway, in the second half, both teams would continue battling in this low-scoring affair until the Niners took a lead late.
Third down. Prescott in trouble. He is sacked!
Oh god, this is going from bad to worse. Now with no timeouts, Dak has to go 90 yards in 45 seconds.
That's not a chunk play, but it is a first down. It'll stop the clock with 27 seconds. No, they're going to wind the clock. Two-man rush. Prescott throws far side. Schultz out of bounds with 5 seconds left.
Reviewing the play, the receiver only had 1 foot inbound. It's an incomplete pass.
Great, Dalton Schultz. Now Cowboys fans can't make another crappy excuse on their quarterback. This is on you. Keeping the clock running and forgetting to toe tap? Do your darn job. So yeah, how about them Cowboys? They're still the playoff laughingstock of the league. For Brock Purdy, McCaffrey, Kittle, and Shanahan, enjoy Philly. It won't be easy. As San Fran is heading to Philly, there's one thing you should know about them. At the beginning of the season, the Niners' starting quarterback was Trey Lance. Then Jimmy G stepped into the starting lineup. After that, the third stringer that stepped in was Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy, who played great football for 8 weeks to lead them into the Final Four. So now that they're already down to their third stringer, what will happen if Purdy gets hurt?
Out of fake pressure coming. Purdy, Dak floating in the air. It is! Is it picked? No, hit the ground.
To add insult to injury, that play was marked a fumble, and Purdy wouldn't attempt to pass for the rest of the game. So, who's their fourth stringer? Yeah, it's Josh Johnson. Yeah, Johnson's been a backup for 10 years now. So from Brock Purdy's injury onward, the 49ers wouldn't stand a chance. Johnson played like how a fourth stringer is supposed to play, and the Eagles' running game hammered San Fran's secondary for 4 touchdowns. It also didn't help that the refs were giving Philly every possible opportunity with 11 San Fran penalties. So yeah, when the best offense in the league faced the best defense, the score 31-7. For the Eagles, congrats for beating a handicapped crew. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs have lost to Cincinnati their last 3 meetings. Now, at home with a Super Bowl on the line, this is one of their most important games yet. Mahomes starts us off in Arrowhead with a quick field goal to put KC up 3. Joe Burrow answers with a... Wait, I thought Cincy's O-line problems were fixed. I mean, they're lucky to be down only 1 score. They've had 0 yards of offense and the first quarter's already over.
And you're gonna all of a sudden get a quick snap, roll out to the side, and throw to the flat. Is it there? End zone. Caught! Travis Kelce with the touchdown!
Shoot, now they're down 2 scores on the road, still with 0 yards of offense. But they've come back to beat KC before, though.
They couldn't get a single-digit number. He wants it now.
85 is a good one, and they need him again.
Here they go! Down to the 5, and there he is. Able to seal him. Here's the pass. Oh, what a catch! Leaping into the air and pulling it down is T. Higgins. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying the game. 27 yards.
Both teams added another touchdown to the board after some crazy catches, and the game was tied at 20 late in the 4th. Patrick Mahomes has the ball at midfield with 20 seconds on the clock.
Favors that, but you still got a chance to clock it. Take your time and take the shot down. Here's Mahomes rolling out on 3rd and 4. He's going to go for the, he's got the marker, and he's got the out of bounds to stop it. And Osai was hurt as he hit the bench, and a flag's coming in to put him 15 yards closer.
Oh boy, talk about a way to end your season. Weeks and weeks of hard work just to lose by a silly penalty. Nice work, Osai. But to focus on the game, with the Chiefs playing a great game aside, I couldn't help noticing that the Bengals had so many chances but just ended up shooting themselves in the feet. The sacks, the interceptions, and probably the biggest factor was the officiating. I mean, isn't there supposed to be no such thing as home field advantage? And despite all of those mistakes, this game should have gone to overtime if Osai didn't push Mahomes. But anyway, the Super Bowl is set. The Chiefs and Eagles are meeting in Arizona.